This lecture is about the laws of probability. The previous one was about counting techniques. In the counting techniques, our discussion was about by how many ways an experiment can be repeated. There were three major topics in that. One was product rule, the second was permutation, and the third was combination. Today we have to discuss some basic definitions of probability. The first of them is the sample space. Sample space is a large collection of similar elements, or the collection of all possible outcomes of an experiment is called sample space. Sample space is a term which is used in the concept of probability. In the concepts of set theory, the universal set was the term which is used to represent that. As a definition of universal set, the set of all possible outcomes is known as universal set. A subset of the sample space is known as event. A subset. The subset and event are the similar term. Sample space and the universal set are the similar term. Example of sample space is all stock entries in 2015 is the sample space. We have to record all entries in a stock exchange during the period of 2019. If I am interested in the stock entries made by the female customers, then it is a subset, or we can call it as an event. There are several examples of the sample space and the event. Suppose all the movies on Netflix launched in 2018 is a sample space of movies, and the fictions in 2018 on this particular medium is known as event. Types of event. Null event is the null set. Suppose a coin is tossed one time and we are defining that neither head occur nor tail is a null event, because whenever we toss a coin, either head or tail, any one of that two will occur. There is no possibility that head and tail both are not occurred. If a die is rolled, the number which is more than 7 occur is a null event, because on a fair die, there is no possibility of having a number more than 7. Such event is known as null event. Sure event is that event in which the event and the sample space both are identical. Suppose in a problem of die rolling, the sample space is based on 6 elements. S, S is equal to 1, 2, up to 6. This is the sample space. Sample space are generally represented by capital letter S. And I am defining an event A. In the event A, I am defining that number less than 7. number less than 7 occur, this is the event, but in this event, all the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will appear. The sample space and the event A both have the identical set. So that we can say that event A is a Shor event. Whenever we we roll a die, then any one of these 6 digits will occur. Such event is known as Shor event. Simple event comprised on a single element, and compound event is the event in which we have more than one element. Suppose someone is saying that 1 occur. 1 occur, we have only one element. This is the 1 occur. This is called a simple element, simple event. But if someone is saying that event C, someone is saying that D is the event in which odd number occur. 1, 3, 5. There are the 3 elements. We can say that it is a compound element, B is a simple element. The example of B is a simple element, simple event, and D is a compound event. While A is a Shor event, and I am defining another event C, number digit more than 7 occur. More than 7 occur. All of you knows on a die, number more than 7 cannot come, which is C. Now, another definition is the mutually exclusive event. Mutually exclusive events are those events which cannot occur together. Suppose odd digit and even digit. These are the 2 separate events. But these 2 events cannot occur at a time. We can call it as a mutually exclusive event. Selection of a boy student from class, selection of a girl student from a class at a time. If I select one student from the class, then either she is a girl or he is a boy. There is no possibility that this is a mutually exclusive thing. There is no possibility of the intersection in that case. If the sum of the 2 events or the sum of all events which are mutually exclusive comprise on the sample space, then such events are known as exhaustive event. Suppose event D is odd digit occur, and I am defining another event E is even digit occur. E for even. Even digit occur 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. So we can say that odd and even are mutually exclusive events. These are the mutually exclusive. Odd and even, these are the 2 events which are mutually exclusive. If I take the union of these 2 events, then the sample space will be completed. Then D and E are collectively exhaustive and mutually exclusive events because D and E cannot occur at a time. Their intersection is null set. And if I take the union of D and E, the sample space will be completed. So we can say that D and E are mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. Not mutually exclusive event, if they have some intersection, then they are called not mutually exclusive event. Two event types will be defined later on, independent event and dependent event. Up to now, we are discussing the mutually exclusive and not mutually exclusive event. I am just defining these two further. Suppose we have two events. One of them is A and other of them is B. If they are overlapping, then they are called not mutually exclusive events. These are not mutually exclusive. If we have two disjoint sets, A and B, these are the two disjoint sets, A and B. Then there is no common part in A and B. We can say that it is mutually exclusive event. This is mutually exclusive event. If which A and B are like this is event A and this is event B. Event A and event B are mutually exclusive. There is no common part in these two sets, and their union comprised on the sample space. So we can say that A and B in this example is a mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive event. So in mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive events, two conditions are fulfilled. One condition is A intersection B is the null set. A intersection B is a null set. And A union B is equal to S. A union B is equal to S. If I combine A and B, the entire sample space will be completed. If I take the intersection of the two events, it is collectively exhaustive and mutually exclusive. This is the term which is used for such events. Now, some other definitions are complementary event, not E. Not E stand for E complement. So we can represent the E complement by E dash. And A and B and A or B. A and B stand for A intersection B. And A union B stands for A or B. So A or B or both. So A union B, the interpretation of A union B is what? Either A or B or both. And what about the interpretation of A intersection B? A and B both. Both A and B. So both A and B, either A or B or both. So it means the intersection B is the part of A union B. And E complement there, and E complement can be defined as E complement is equal to the sample space minus E. This is the basic definition of the complementary event. E complement is equal to sample space minus E. Suppose an experiment has n possible outcomes. It means in sample space there are n elements. So we can write down this as n is equal number of elements in sample space, ns. And A is what? F is what? F is basically the elements favorable to the set A or event A. Okay? An event A is there, and number of elements in the event A is represented by S. Then the probability of A can be written as F upon N. Is a ratio of F upon N. And this is basically the relative frequency, we can say. The probability is nothing, it is just a ratio of the favorable cases to the total cases. Some properties of probabilities are what? If event A, the probability for any event lies in between 0 and 1. The limit of probability is probability of A, minimum probability is 0 and the maximum probability is 1. This is 1. Probability of sure event is 1, the probability of null event is 0. The probability of a winner cannot occur 0, an event cannot occur is called impossible event. Event cannot occur, the probability is 0 and that is called null event or impossible event. The probability of event that must occur is 1, is the probability of sure event. So 1 is the probability of sure event and probability can never be outside this limit. As correlation having a limit of -1 to +1, but the probability having a limit of 0 and 1. So that is the major difference between the correlation and the probability. Probability is always in between 0 and 1, it never be negative, while the correlation may be negative and may be positive, but its value minimum is -1 and the maximum value is +1. It is not minimum value of correlation, it is basically the maximum value. And this will also be the maximum value because the minimum value of correlation is in the center, which is 0. Now we have to solve some problem related with the probability. This is example number 1. If a permutation of the word wide is selected at random, find the probability that the permutation begins with a vowel. So we have to define an event and then we have to compute the element in the event and the element in the sample space, then find the ratio of the event and the sample space. That is the way of completing the problems. If a permutation of the word white is selected at random, find the probability that the permutation begins with a consonant. So we first have to define the sample space, and how many elements there will be in the sample space. The number of elements in the sample space will be equal to the total number of all possible permutation of the word white, which is equal to 5 factorial. Why 5 factorial? Because number of places are not defined. It means we have 5 letters with the 5 places. That is why we have 5 factorial, or we can write down it as 5 permutation 5. Whenever we expand this is equal to 5 factorial. Because 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 5 factorial, and 5 minus 5 factorial is equal to the 0 factorial, and 0 factorial is equal to 1, that is why it is equal to 5 factorial. Now we have to define all those permutations which begins with the consonant. How many are consonant here? I and T, these are the 2 vowels. So W, H and T, these are the 3 consonants. So our word will be started by consonant. So place number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the first place we have any one consonant. Out of the 3 consonants, anyone can come here. Now remaining letters are how many? 4. Any one of the remaining 4, any one of the remaining 3, any one of the remaining 2, and last one have only one possible. This is basically the number of elements which are the favorable elements. Suppose I am naming this event as A. So the number of elements in the A is equal to the product of this. and this is equal to 72. And the probability of A is what? Probability of A will be equal to number of element in sample space and the number of element of A. NA divided by NS. NA divided by NS. This is the probability of event A. Probability of event A means the probability of getting a permutation which begins by a consonant is that. 572 divided by 5 factorial. You can simplify it. This was part A of the problem. Now in part B of the problem, the permutation ends with a vowel. We have to count how many permutations ends with a vowel, the number of permutation which ends with a vowel out of the 5 places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ends with a vowel. There are the 2 vowels, so there are 2 possibilities to fill this place, and the remaining, any letter can come here. The remaining are how many? The remaining are 4, 3, 2, 1, and the product is to be computed. Probability B can be computed as EB is equal to total cases are 5 factorial which is 48. 48 divided by 5 factorial will be the probability of getting a permutation which ends with a vowel. Now in part C has the consonant and the vowels alternately. Part C, we are defining how many elements in part C. Number of elements in C, it is equal to alternately. Means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have a consonant. Totally, how many are consonant? 1, 2, 3 are consonant. So any one of the 3 consonant can come here. Then remaining one vowel should be here. The vowels are 2. Any one of the 2 vowel can come here. Then remaining 2 consonants. Then remaining 1 vowel, and then remaining 1 consonant. So this number is equal to 12. And probability of C, it is equal to 12 divided by 5 factorial. You can compute the answer yourself. That is the end of this problem. Permutation of the word Y distribution. Sample space means how many elements total permutation without any restriction. So total permutation without any restrictions are 5 factorial. Then we have computed how many belongs to A. A is what? Permutation begin with a consonant. How many begin with a consonant? 72 are such cases divided by 5 factorial. Then part C is computed. In which we have permutation and with a vowel. Part C, we have a vowel. Now coming to the another example. 2 dice are thrown, list the sample space with the probability that the difference between the number is 3. What is the probability that the difference is 2? So we have to construct the complete sample space and then we will define the events. In this problem, the 2 dice are rolled. We have to make a sample space. This is the sample space. On die number 1, 1 appear. On die number 2, 1 appear. This is the one case. There is a possibility that on die number 1, 1 appear, and in die number 2, 2 appear. Similarly, in die number 1, 6 appear. These are the 36 total cases. We can say that NS is equal to 36. Now we have to construct sets, event. Set A is defined as sum of the 2 digits will be 5. So we have to extract all those elements where the sum is 5. So where the sum is 5, 4 plus 1, 5, 3 plus 2, 5, 3 plus 2, 5, 4 and 1, 5. If I draw a line, all elements on that line will be 5. Then no other element we have in this condition will be fulfilled. 1, 4, 2, 3, then 3, 2, and 4. These are the possible cases. 1, 2, 3, 4 cases. The NA will be 4. And the probability of A can be computed by the formula NA divided by NS. And this is equal to 4 divided by 36. This is part A of the problem. Now in part A of this problem, we have to extract all those elements in which the difference is 3. Those elements in which the difference is 3, this is to be extracted. Now B is the element event. In this event B, we have to take all those elements which have a difference of 3. Difference of 3, 4 and 1. 1 and 4. Difference is 3, 1 and 4, 4 and 1. Either it is positive difference or a negative difference, so we have to consider the absolute difference. Now, difference is 3. What other elements are? These are the total cases. If I have number of element in B, that is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. And probability of B can be computed as 6 upon probability of B, it is equal to 6 upon 36. 6 upon 36 or 1 upon 12 is the value of the probability. Now in part number C, what is required? What is the probability the difference is 2? We have to extract all those elements in which the difference is 2. So another event is defined as part C, that difference is 2. C indicating difference 2. Difference is 2. Now C having how many elements C having? The formula set 2, 4, 4, 2. And what elements are more in which the difference is 2? This is the complete set for C. Number of element in C can be computed by just counting the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. The probability of C is equal to 6 upon 36. This is the end of this question.